a stable relationship with a girl who was my life. She had chubby legs and elbow hair. I dreamed she'd be my wife. But she dumped me on a Wednesday, left me heartbroken in a ditch. But I think I know what happened that turned my whore into a bitch. The deep state made my girlfriend leave me. Those cunts did it again. She got a payoff from the government, and now she's seeing other men. Why they do this to me, I have no idea why. They did a psyop on my girlfriend to make her go fuck other guys. This has happened like 1,000 times, and it's gotten pretty old. These bitches keep on leaving me because they are mind control. The elite have focused in on me, putting chemtrails in the air. They steal away my girlfriend using cognitive warfare. The deep state made my girlfriend leave me. Those cunts did it again. She got brainwashed by the government to go chase after other men. Why they do this to me, I have no idea why. They did a psyop on my girlfriend to make her sleep with other guys. I know it's the Rothschild family, they're watching me with drones. I don't have evidence, but I feel it in my bones. All I want is a girlfriend, is that really much to ask? These cockblock fucking globalists can kiss my goddamn ass. The deep state made my girlfriend leave me. Those cunts did it again.
What is up, hooligans, and happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. Now, I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. We're going to read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you guys are doing today. Then, of course, we'll be getting things started. If you guys are interested in the Hooligan picnic, you should go watch the video that I posted. I gave you guys a virtual tour is what I'm trying to say. Either way, what I did find out is that it's supposed to thunderstorm all day Saturday. So now I'm wondering if we should cancel it. And I hate to say that, but there's only been like 5 of you that said that you were going to go. So maybe we should consider that and just plan it for next year. Same spot, same everything. I don't know. We'll think it over and we'll talk about it in the chat. Either way, we're going to be starting off with this video titled Secretary Kristi Noem, Southern Border Wall to be painted black at Trump's request. President Trump's not racist. He's got a black wall. Then we got a video titled FDA recalls possibly radioactive shrimp sold at Walmart. I don't know if you got to pay extra for the radioactive material or not, but you know, it just depends on how many shrimp you get, I guess. Then we got video titled Texas House to vote on redistricting plan amid protests. That's a hell of a title for saying that the Democrats are boo-hooing and being real dramatic. Even Hyena Harris made an appearance. Then we got video titled DC Crime Crackdown. Authorities offer $500 hair reward for crime tips. That video is funny because it's Fox, but they cry like Blue Team. I don't know. It's a bunch of soft people in that video. Then we got video titled DOJ investigating whether declining DC crime rates were manipulated. They're investigating the DC Police Department, seeing if they falsified data on the crime rates. Then we got video titled Trump admin steps in after border crosser involved in deadly crash fails proficiency test. This is about the illegal that was driving that semi-truck and he did that U-turn and that van slammed into the trailer. Trump admin's getting involved now. Then we got a video titled Cornhusker Clink. Nebraska becomes the latest state to partner with the DHS. They're getting their own alligator Alcatraz. I don't know about that Cornhusker Clink though. That sounds super country, but either way. Then we got our midlife break. This one was provided by Simply Witchy, and it's titled Oops. It's titled Oops. Then we're getting back into the news. We got a video titled Alleged MS-13. I don't know what that word is. Trinitorious members among 42 arrested in New York gang crackdown. Busted some illegals and gangbangers and all that stuff. It's good. Get them off the streets. Then we got an interesting video titled DMV employee fired for exposing illegal border crosser license scam. She was a whistleblower and they fired her for it. Then we got a video that's titled, I think it's Mayville high school stabbing leaves one student dead. And then the last little bit of the news, of course, is Lefty's losing it. And this one's titled Tampon Tim Walls nominated as latest male cheerleader for the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know. That guy, he's just getting worse and worse. Then we'll be getting into the fun stuff. We'll be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent by Tori Wayne. And we got our two funny videos of the day. Both these were provided by Simply Witchy as well. First one's titled A Cougar in the Wild. And our official funny video of the day is titled I See How You Could Think That. It's all coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat. Let's see how you hooligans are doing today. What is up, everyone, over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Russell? What's up, Livid Review? What's up, Zero? What's up, Matt Rogers? What's up, 10 Man? What's up, Guess J? And what's up, Snooks? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being on the website. And what is up, everyone, over on Rumble? Sly Dog, you were first today. Happy freedom to you, and I appreciate you racing to the chat, Sly Dog. What's up, Turbo? What's up, Beck Frank? What's up, Major? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Guess you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. What's up, Spicy K? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Watchman? What's up, Bright Gaming? What's up, Aco? And what's up, Ghostly? Happy freedom. You hooligans, hit that like button. See if you can get us on the front page of Rumble. And what is up, everyone, over on Kick? What's up, Martho? Happy freedom to you. Thank you for joining us. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? What's up, Tony Ridge? Matt Rogers, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. And what's up, everyone over on the GoofTube? Toy Mafia, you were first today. Matt Rogers, you are truly omnipresent. What's up, Shanti? What's up, Johnny? What's up, Sterling? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. Guess you were truly omnipresent. What's up, Shanti? Sly Dog, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. What's up, Agent O? Happy freedom. What's up, Brad? What's up, Damon Walker? What's up, DB? And what's up, Visions? Happy freedom, you hooligans. You guys are welcome. Hit the like button as well. And what is up, everyone over on X? Watchmen, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you, Watchmen. All right, hooligans, let's get into this. Like I said, first off, we're going to be starting with Secretary Kristi Noem's southern border wall to be painted black at Trump's request. Now, we're going to kind of skip around in this video because there is a lot of talking, but it is not all worth listening to. A lot of it is just fake niceties and stuff like that, you know, real formal stuff. We don't need all that. We just need to know the point of the damn video. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, we have these Hooligan Strong t-shirts. Now, this design was created by Alistair, and Alistair is a badass in just about everything he does. So I will be posting his link in all of the chats for you hooligans to have the opportunity to hire him for your creative needs, because if you think it, he can create it. Now, this design does come in shirts for men, shirts for women, tank tops for men, tank tops for women, pullover hoodies, zipper hoodies, coffee mugs, dog tags, and we've made steel tumblers out of this design. Today I got on the spooky green Hooligan badge. We got lots of items and lots of designs over in the merch store. I'll be dropping all the links in the chats while we're watching this first video.
Today, we're going to be talking about the incredible work that these individuals have done in making sure that we're continuing to construct infrastructure. And when you look at what is behind us as far as the wall that is being built, you see obviously the structure, but also there will be more added to it as far as technology, cameras, sensors that will ensure that it will be secure far into the future and that will be efficient as well with our resources and our individuals and our agents that are out here on duty day and night, making sure that America is safe. Remember that a nation without borders is no nation at all. And we're so thankful that we have a president that understands that and understands that a secure border is important to our country's future. Now, if you look at the structure that's behind me, it's tall, which makes it very, very difficult to climb, almost impossible. It also goes deep into the ground, which would make it very difficult, if not impossible, to dig under. And today, we are also going to be painting it black. That is specifically at the request of the president, who understands that in the hot temperatures down here, when something is painted black, it gets even warmer, and it will make it even harder for people to climb. So we are going to be painting the entire southern border wall black to make sure that we encourage individuals to not come into our country illegally, to not break our federal laws, but that they will abide and come to our country the right way so that they can stay and have the opportunity to become United States citizens and pursue the American dream. Now, we got an incredible amount of resources allocated to us in the big, beautiful bill, and we're so thankful for that because that's going to allow us to continue construction. The construction right now is at the pace of a little bit less than a half a mile a day, and the border wall will look very different based on the topography and the geography of where it is built. Here you see structure. We will have waterborne infrastructure that will be put in place as well, and then that technology will be installed. And we'll utilize that to make sure that we're doing due diligence in securing every single inch of our border. And it's not just our southern border that we are concerned with and putting resources into. It is every border from our maritime seas to also our northern border to make sure that the American citizens can have safety, but also that our laws are enforced.
Okay. So they go on for another 15 minutes just listing the great things that President Trump has done and all of that, and that's great. We know all that because we stay on top of that stuff. But either way, they're going to be adding cameras and sensors pretty soon. President Trump wants the wall painted black as a deterrent. They're saying it'd be too hot to climb. And then, let's see, they're talking about working on it a half a mile a day. They're going to be working on that a long time. Either way, that's what's going on at the border. Next up, we got FDA recalls possibly radioactive shrimp sold at Walmart. You might have got yourself a deal. You don't know. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about Kristi Noem and them painting the wall black. Guess I'm going to want cartel heads on top as well. I mean, I think that would be a deterrent, you know. I think that would probably work to a certain degree. If it's not the visuals, it'd be the smell. Guess video the get together if it storms or floods in case I have to identify the bodies and shit. I don't know how we're gonna cook out if it is gonna thunderstorm all day. That's the thing, is I don't know what the hell we're gonna do if it's really gonna thunderstorm. And that's what it says. It's supposed to be 3 days of thunderstorms, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I don't know. I kind of feel like we should cancel it. What's up, Elder Zoomer? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Jagula? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Patriot Dad? Patriot Dad, if you live in Illinois, I said the S. Oh well. Recall Pritzker. Now I'm paying for free medical, housing, food, and college for illegals. I hate it here. Yeah, Patriot Dad, that's no good. What's up, Roy? Happy freedom to you. ACO running an electric strip of wire along the top. Safest border in history. What's up, Vinny C? Happy freedom to you. Turbo, I bet she'll be a hot grandma. A gilf? Good lord. What's up, Pumpkin? Happy freedom to you. Martho. It does sound a little funny. Shanti, Kristi Noem's a boss. Yep. It's doing the thing. What's up, Mr. Lynn? Happy freedom to you. Oh, I wish you could join us too, Shanti. What's up, Sassy Patriot? Happy freedom to you. We gotta get those likes up, hooligans. Watchman, when you paint fencing black, it makes it easier to see through. Chicken fencing almost disappears. Yeah, I've seen those videos on TikTok. What's up, Salty Alien? Happy freedom. Just electrify the fence. I mean, you would think that'd be really easy, right? You just hook some batteries up, make some checkpoints or something, just connect the cables. You'd be good to go. Have to do a body cleanup, you know? Have people just stuck to the wall. Oopsie. Oopsie daisy. Yeah, DCAT, I think we should probably cancel it, because otherwise I don't want people to drive all this way just sit in the rain, because there isn't going to be anything to do if it rains. Like, there's just not. It's wide open. And if it rains, then we're all screwed. So, yeah. Happy freedom to you, DCAT. Brussel, Vlad the Impaler. Are you telling us your sexy name? Anyways, moving forward here, like I said, FDA recalls possibly radioactive shrimp sold at Walmart. Gotta go get you some radioactive shrimp. It sounds like a lawsuit, but they don't bring that up in this story. It seems like that could be hazardous. Either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Well, a warning to check your freezer. The FDA says some frozen shrimp sold at Walmart could be radioactive. Custom agents flagged shipping containers from Indonesia after detecting cesium-137, a radioactive isotope, at ports in Los Angeles, Houston, Miami, and Savannah. The warning covers 3 great value shrimp products across 12 states, all with a best by date of March 15th, 2027. Now, officials say no tainted shrimp reached store shelves, but out of caution, the agency is urging a recall of all products linked to the supplier, BMS Foods. Joining us now is Dr. Omer Awan, professor of radiology at the University of Maryland. Doctor, great to have you this morning. Thank you so much for being here. Well, we'll dive right in because I think so many folks are thinking, can you put this into context for us? How does this type of exposure compare with, say, a medical x-ray or perhaps a CT scan?
And thanks for having me, Kelly. Well, if you were to have radioactive shrimp, chances are if you took 2 or 3 of these pieces of shrimp, it'd have no effect on your body. Remember, the FDA is doing this as a precautionary measure. But the important thing to remember, Kelly, is that cesium-137 is a radioactive substance, so it can emit radiation. And because it emits radiation with cumulative exposure through repetitive exposure and time, it can have harmful effects, and it can result in very serious complications like cancer, for example. So this wouldn't happen, obviously, with just taking a couple of shrimp particles or a couple of shrimp. But the problem is that with time and with repetitive exposure and constant exposure, it can very well lead to development of certain cancers like leukemia and thyroid cancer, for example.
Wow, it's pretty serious. How much shrimp are we talking over what amount of time, would you say?
It would be a very long period of time. So the important thing also to remember here is that it's a result of multiple factors, things like the amount of radiation that is emitted, the duration of that radiation, and then what parts of your body that are affected. So usual shrimp particles will have on the order of maybe 50 or 60 becquerels of exposure. We're talking about hundreds of thousands or millions of becquerel of exposure that would result in harmful effects. Now, some patients will also get something called acute radiation sickness, which means that if they're exposed to a very large dose at a certain time, then they can get things like nausea, vomiting, fatigue, abdominal pain, potentially rashes and burns on their skin. But that would be a very large exposure, certainly not the type of exposure that you would get from just taking shrimp 1 or 2 times.
Well, I have to ask you, from a scientific perspective, how does this happen? Radioactive isotopes showing up in seafood?
It can happen sometimes. It can sometimes be an oversight from the FDA or other manufacturing companies. Sometimes things get contaminated in foods. We see this a lot with food poisoning. These particles are ubiquitous. Even myself and you, Kelly, we are exposed to cesium-137 every day, but very small amounts of it every day, even when we breathe outside. So it is in the environment, and it is a natural part of our life and where we live. So these things, unfortunately, do happen from time to time based on just normal exposures.
Wow, new to me. Learning a lot on this segment. For families who may be second guessing seafood in general, they have concerns. What would be your best advice?
Well, my best advice is that things are normally safe. And I want to also reiterate that no radioactive cesium-137 was found in any of the shrimp here in America. Remember,
Right.
This is a precautionary measure that was found in a container in Indonesia. So I want everyone to be rest assured that this is not a threat currently here in America. And by far, the FDA does a fantastic job in alerting us to potential problems, not real problems, but potential problems for our safety. And I think they've done a fantastic job in issuing this warning here for us.
Well, it's great to get your perspective. Thanks so much for putting this in context for us this morning. Dr. Awan, great to see you.
My pleasure. Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below.
All right, so a lot of talk, a lot of stuff to be scared of in theory, but apparently the radioactive shrimp is not that big of a deal. Hold on, let me turn the volume down because that video is extra quiet. What's up, Klaus Daniels? You good boy. Why don't you lay your booty down? We got a lot of work to do. 7-Eleven, he knows what time it is. Either way, they're saying that they detected cesium, I think it's called. Cesium-137 radioactive isotope. Shipping containers from Indonesia contained it. They claim that no tainted shrimp made it to the shelves, and they're doing the recall just for caution. You would be okay if you ate 2 or 3 of these shrimp. It could cause complications such as cancer if you were to do this regularly, although you wouldn't be able to, considering you probably didn't purchase it, and if you did, you probably didn't buy enough for this to really cause a problem. It says they claim that this exposure is normal and that it's just in our environment to be exposed to this kind of radioactivity. They don't really explain how the shrimp became radioactive, but they're trying their best to fearmonger. And it really seems like there's just no threat at all. It's just a catchy title to say radioactive shrimp. And I guess that's what they determined. But either way, just in case you hear this out in the wild, now you know. It's not a threat. It's a delicacy. You know, it's special if you get the radioactive kind. Either way, next up, Texas House to vote on redistricting plan amid protests. Now, this video is a whole bunch of crybabying. That is what's going on. And I think that they staged some other nonsense here. They're talking about a threat online and all this other stuff. Like I said, Hyena Harris shows up, starts calling these people heroes. It's a mess. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this radioactive shrimp. Guess I'm also reading that you guys may drop into the upper 40s. I mean, I'm not scared of that, but yeah. Yeah, I suppose that's not the kind of weather for everyone. What's up, Blue Review? Happy Freedom. He must be one of those North Carolina doctors that didn't need a license to practice. Look at his fake ass scrubs and blank screen. Yeah, I thought he was looking pretty scruffy too. Holy. Guess her tits are nice, but she's so fake. I know. I agree, guess Russell, I want my radiation to be cute, not the ugly kind. Guess it'd be neat if it made your wiener glow and shit. I mean, it would. It would be neat. Make things easier in the dark. What are you doing? Crackly toys. What's up, Goth? Happy freedom to you. What's up, JF? Happy freedom to you. Goth, I would kill to be in the upper 40s right now. Is it hot where you are? It's warm outside right now, but last night it was 62. I went for a walk at, I don't even know what time it was, midnight or something like that. I actually put jeans on because it was so cold outside. JF, Iran is trying to refine the shrimp into a nuke. Is that what's going on? I was wondering. Beck Frank, tastes radioactive-y. A little bit. A little bit. Pumpkin. Maybe the shrimp will... Let's see. Maybe the shrimp will be cheaper if you could die from eating them. I don't know. Until people go out there and start buying them by the bundles, then they'll rack the price up. Then don't eat the glowing shrimp. Don't tell me how to live my life. Happy freedom, Dutton. Sly Dog, you're cracking me up. It's hairy, too. Ghostly, it's not a natural occurring isotope. But the liars on TV said. Sly Dog, get a Geiger counter in your kitchen. Do they make affordable Geiger counters? Because I wanted to get one, and the last time I looked, they were fucking expensive. And I was like, well, I just wanted it for the novelty, playing Fallout games and stuff, but it was beyond my price range. Pumpkin, we can't do anything without dying anymore. Well, dying is, that's the end of the road. It's catching cancer and suffering that I don't want. I don't know. Not paying bills sounds kind of fucking nice. I just don't want to suffer until that point. Major, who buys shrimp from Walmart? I don't know. I don't eat that stuff. I don't eat anything that swims unless she's really pretty. What are you doing? Huh? You slow blinked me for him, giving you a hard time. Cause like, geez, I ain't even do anything. Just hanging out. Well, if that's what you want, Meta, I'll call you Meta. What's up, Stern? Happy freedom to you. The cooler the better to me. This Minnesota weather is harsh. I miss Alaska cool weather. Yeah, I think I could do well in Alaska. I don't know. Usually, from what I hear, the older you get, the less you can handle the cold. And that might be something they just say in Michigan. But the older I get, the more I like the cold. I can't stand being hot and sweat my ass off and stuff. I just don't like it. So, Prop Patriot Girly, happy freedom to you. What's up, Samantha? Happy freedom to you. Samantha, what isn't radioactive from Walmart? Just saying. Yeah, you're right. What's up, Ball? Happy freedom. Klaus in the house. Yeah. What's up, Juggalo? Happy freedom to you. What's up, William? Happy freedom. What's up, Sapphire Patriot? Happy freedom to you. William, Japan's nuclear discharge from 2011 plant failure. See, that's what I thought it was going to be about, but instead they just didn't give us an answer. They just said it's this, these things just happen. D-Cat, are you saying you actually put on pants? Yes, that's how cold it was yesterday. I actually figured out what pants were. I forgot again, but last night I had figured it out. Goth, same. You could always put on more clothes, but when it's 100 degrees, even being naked doesn't help. I know. I know. I'm literally sitting on an ice pack right now. Anyways, moving forward, like I said, Texas House to vote on redistricting plan amid protests. This is going to be a bunch of theatrics by the Dems, so just brace yourself for that. But before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you'd like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out as we're making Saturdays more fun. Let's get this polled up. Come on, YouTube. Jesus loves us. Anyways, hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
And the weeks-long fight over Texas congressional map could finally come to a head today. Lone Star State lawmakers finally set to vote on a redistricting plan. This after weeks of delays by Democrats. News Nation's Xavier Walton is in Texas with the very latest. So, Xavier, it sounds like this could be over within a matter of hours.
There is the potential for that. But, Kelly, good morning, and get your popcorn ready because we're expecting some serious fireworks coming out of the capital of Texas later on today, just in a mere matter of hours. Lawmakers set to vote on redistricting, which they could not do during the first special session because of the dozens of House Democrats who broke quorum. Now, today's vote comes after some serious drama Tuesday night. Reports of social media threat prompted the evacuation and closure of the state capitol, with lawmakers still inside. Authorities say someone posted a threat that called on others to go to the capitol and shoot
and kill, quote, those who will not allow lawmakers to leave. Now, the Texas Department of Public Safety says it is working to identify the person who posted the threatening messages. As well, DPS troopers cleared the building just before a planned protest right outside the House chamber in support of State Representative Nicole Collier. Now, you remember, Fort Worth Democrat has been staying inside the Capitol since Monday, refusing to follow the new rules requiring the lawmakers who broke quorum to be mentioned and escorted or monitored and escorted by law enforcement. Other Democrats joined her, remaining in the chamber during the evacuation and overnight with armed officers guarding the doors. But a surprise call from Vice President Kamala Harris offered encouragement.
And you really are inspiring so many people. And I just want you to know that you are among those who history will reveal to have been heroes of this moment.
The fact that she is watching what we're doing right now in this moment means that we are making a difference.
And Kelly, you know what? Capitol Democrats are standing firm, not moving, and refusing to essentially do as Republicans want them to do. Speaking of Republicans, Texas House Speaker Justin Burrows has made it clear he's willing to do anything and everything to get this vote done.
Yeah, certainly a lot of back and forth on this one. All right, Xavier, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone.
You see. You see what I'm talking about? There's supposedly a threat on social media. I think they called it in. I think they're the ones that made the threat. I mean, why wouldn't they? They're the ones that abandoned their job. So supposedly there was a threat on social media. They claimed that the threat was a call to action, saying to go do bad things to those at the Capitol holding Dems from leaving. Then the Dems are posting online being dramatic, showing, you know, that image of the woman sitting there with her little sleepy thing on her face and all of that, because she's got to be bougie while she's at work. And then Harris called and told them that she likes their grift and then referred to them as heroes. And so that's nice. Good stuff going on in Texas. I told you they weren't going to be arrested. Arrested? They're fucking heroes. Can you believe that? Either way, next up, DC crime crackdown. Authorities offer $500 as a reward for some crime tips. Now, these people are super salty, too. This is going to be a Fox video, but the people are crying their little eyes out in this, and it's super annoying, but $500 is $500. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about these Texan Democrats boo-hooing. 0-74 in Anchorage right now. It's pretty warm for there, isn't it? 0, you'd like Alaska. It does get hot sometimes, but generally it's cool or freezing. Yeah, I think I would like it there. I'd like to go see it. It seems like a cool place. What's up, Kevin? Happy freedom. Pepper got another mouse this morning. Badass. Ghostly left-wing terrorism, you don't say. Yeah, for real. Jagula throwing the green toy. Done. This ain't the WNBA. Throwing it right on the house floor. DCAT, I just canceled it. There's no point in having everybody drive all this way just to sit in the rain, especially if it's going to be 40 degrees. We'll just have to do it next year. I'll just keep everything up. I'll keep the page and everything up, and that way we can promote it all year, and maybe people will want to go next year, and hopefully it won't rain. What's up, CLB? Happy freedom to you. What is this? Guess certain death expected. Warning, many deaths expected this weekend. That better not be snow. I hope that's not what that is. We ain't expecting those. It's cold. It's getting cold, but it ain't that damn cold. Not yet. It will be eventually. Kevin, 62. Get out of my face, little fucking flea. 62 here with the sun going down. It's not bad. Jagular, what are we gonna do with all the hot dogs? Well, I'm weird about food. I was going to buy it the day we needed it, so I haven't bought any of it yet. I don't want to cancel, but at the same time, what am I going to do if it thunderstorms? Because like I said, it's supposed to thunderstorm for 3 days. And it's like there's nothing for us to do if it rains. We'll just be sitting there in the rain. Stern. It's not humid there though, so it's a better temp. Where? In Alaska? Stern, those threats are only ever from the left. Yeah. I agree. Of course, they want to make it sound like, you know, some right-wing lunatic went in there and called. It's like, why would they? Why would they? Why would some conservative call and say, you better let the Democrats out of the Capitol? That doesn't even make any sense, but that's what they want to push. What's up, Hair Juicer? Happy Freedom. Yeah, Hair Juicer, we're going to have to cancel because it's going to pour the rain. And I don't know what to do. I don't want to cancel, but we're going to be outside. Like, let me show everybody so it makes sense and it doesn't just look like I'm a giant asshole. I'm still going to look like a giant asshole, but I can't do anything about that. Anyways, this is the event page I had put together. Make it full size because I do everything all zoomed out. Anyways, it is canceled, but we are very much outside. This is the video that I put together. Oh yeah, we got ads on. Let me see this. Will it block it? It did. See, I did the thing trying to show you guys where we're going to be. See, it's a nice sunny day today, but it is going to be thunderstorming Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and this is where we were planning on being. We'll skip ahead here a little bit and talk to the DNR people. Right here on the lake. That's Silver Lake sand dunes right there in the background. Let's see, back up a little bit. See, we're going to be sitting right here in the rain. We're going to be sitting right here in the rain. That's it. This is where we're hanging out. And if it's going to thunderstorm for 3 days, we're not going to be doing so hot. Like, because this is right here is where we're going to be hanging out. So, like I'm saying, I don't want to cancel, but if it is thunderstorming, what are we going to do? You know, hotels are over $100, so then we're buying hotel rooms. We could camp. It's $45 to camp. Actually, I think it's $48. They told me on the weekend. So with it being Saturday, it'd be $48. You'd be sitting in a tent, soaking wet, and you had to drive all that way for that. So I don't know. I think it's better that we cancel it. I don't know. I'll read through the chat really quick and get bitched at. Like I said, next up we got DC crime crackdown. Authorities offer $500 reward for crime tips. Like I said, it's coming up next. But first, we're gonna read through the chat. See what you hooligans are saying. The review, it looks nice, was checking availability on their site and only shows ADA spaces available. Yeah, but that stuff's not accurate, Livid Review. Nobody keeps track of that stuff. Like, I'm sure whoever runs that website is like 85 years old and can't hardly read anymore. Like, they're not technologically advanced out there in Silver Lake. That stuff is, I don't know, I want to say it's just nonsense. Like, when I went through there, half the campground was empty and the whole parking lot was empty. And so I think the website just has got misleading information on there. I'd be surprised if the phone number actually works. But I went down there and talked to the DNR while I was there and asked them how much it was to camp and stuff like that. And it's the end of the year. There's no reason why the campground would be filled up because there's nothing going on anymore. We're pretty much done for the year. Kids go back to school in 2 weeks. Zero postponed to next spring. No, we can't do it in the spring because it just rains and it's freezing cold. We have snow until May. And we don't even have spring. It just goes from snow to 90 degrees. So we'll just do it next year. It'll be fine. And then everyone can prepare. And then if it rains, it rains. It'd be different if we had like 100 people RSVP. Right now we have 0 people RSVP, and I have 3 people who just told me directly that they were going to show up. So I think we'd be better off just to cancel it. Sly Dog, I thought the picnic was next week. I can't make it this week anyway. Yeah, it's Saturday. Major play in the puddles. That's what I told her. Are you saying you have fleas? I just have to ask. No, it's a gnat or something. It was trying to fly right in my eyeball. Major assholes live forever. I don't know if I'll live forever. What's up, Tony Rez? Happy freedom to you. Sly Dog, meet at the Golden Corral. They shut our Golden Corral down. We don't have one. I miss it, though. I miss the Golden Corral. What's up, MU? Happy freedom to you. What's up, my feed? Happy freedom to you. It's 68 where you are. Hopefully you ain't got no humidity. What's up, Metal? Happy freedom. Metal. Can't keep up with the losers. I'm getting tired of how insane the Dems are being. Yeah, me too. Just wait till midterms. I'm interested to see how that goes. Side Dog, I'd have to leave Atlanta tonight or morning. What, to get here from Atlanta? Yeah, I mean, it would be like 16-hour drive or something like that, I think. Maybe a little less. Sly Dog, me at the IHOP? I'd meet you at the IHOP. Kevin, if I go to Michigan, we're going looking for Dogman. We could do that in the rain, Kevin. It'll work out. Meta. I think it's in the 90s here at SoCal. They're playing God by seeding the sky, making it humid and raining, ruining the pretty blue sky. Yeah. What's up, TBD? Happy freedom to you. Crazy Nights, you did say it was flea. Yeah, I know I did. I couldn't think of what I was trying to call it. I was too busy trying to keep it out of my eye. What's up, Just Me? Happy freedom. And that's what she said. What's up, Crazy Nights? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Brad? Happy freedom. Yeah, Brad, you're right. Samantha, could you do it another weekend? I mean, we could, but the whole thing was to do it before school starts, and school starts in 2 weeks, so we're pretty much out of time. Samantha, looking for Bigfoot here in the mountains? Yeah. What's up, God Rides a Harley? Happy freedom to you. Waffle House has better fights. I know, but there's no Waffle House near me. Russell, you said the same thing. Meet at the Waffle House, not the IHOP. Russell, why is the AI not messing with you? What's up, Jay Spray? Happy freedom. Did you Hooligans see that if you post commands in the Hooligan chat, the Hooligan AI chat, that it'll post images? You just have to put the command first. I figured it out last night, I think it was. Livid Review, I've been out of school for 30 years. Well, I wasn't sure, Livid Review. I try not to assume things. We got some hooligans that are in school. Cadillacs was in school for a while. Josh 1776, wherever the hell he went, he just like evaporated one day. I haven't seen him in a long time now. But I think he was in school too. Either way, moving forward here, like I said, DC crackdown or crime crackdown. Authorities offer $500 doll hairs as a reward for crime tips. Now, like I said, it sounds good and it is Fox, but these people on here are just boo-hooing. Lots of boo-hooing going on. I don't know. I don't know why. Must be hard being soft and stupid. Either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox as we continue with your top stories and headlines. Take a look at your screen. The latest from the U.S. Marshal Service on X. This as the continued deployment of hundreds of National Guard troops to the Washington, D.C. area is still in effect. 6 Republican-led states sending Guard members to the nation's capital as President Donald Trump is now asking the public's help with his federal takeover. We want to check in this morning with Fox 5 DC's Melanie Onwick. She joins us live from Navy Yard with details on the new public reward being offered for tips that lead to an arrest. A lot to dissect, Melanie. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Janae. So, I think a lot of people are approaching this with a healthy dose of skepticism. Rewards are a tough thing and tips are a tough thing to ask from a lot of people, and especially in what is a high tension environment in the city right now. The task force press office says that they have more than 1,900 officers out on the streets right now already participating in these law enforcement operations nightly. Now the U.S. Marshals want to pay people for even more. So we've seen these federal agents patrolling the streets, making arrests. Now, in a tweet shared on X by the U.S. Marshals, they posted $500 rewards for information that leads to arrest in D.C. during the public safety surge. There's actually...
Okay, so I just want to say really quick, she just read it out loud. If it leads to an arrest, you will get $500. Keep that in mind.
A QR code that people can scan. It leads them to a web page where they can leave an anonymous tip. Now, ordinarily, the U.S. Marshals Service only takes tips on wanted fugitives, registered sex offenders who aren't living at the correct address, potential threats to the federal judiciary, or missing children's cases. But now they've just added this vague new category, simply Washington, D.C. crime tips. People who live and work in the city tell us they're wary of this latest tactic.
It will cause people to become even more vigilantes, even more they're going to try to take law into their own hands, and it's going to cause real problems. There's not enough crime in the city to warrant a federal tip line being set up with $500 rewards. We're not at that state.
I think it's a good idea to a certain extent. It could help, it couldn't. It could make things worse.
$5 ain't nothing to me. I make more than that every 2 weeks. That's nothing to me.
And so you're hearing a lot of people saying the risk is not worth a reward to them in this case. And, it's interesting, too. There's not a lot of additional information in terms of the terms and conditions for these rewards. Most of the Crime Solvers programs that local police operations use, they say it's a reward for information that leads to an indictment or a conviction. So it has to be a good tip, not just a tip that simply leads to an arrest. So there are a lot of questions, Janae, about exactly how this is all going to work. One other thing, we do know that initially this emergency crime initiative was supposed to last for 30 days. We know that Florida Congresswoman Paulina Luna has introduced a bill now in Congress that would allow the president to extend it for much longer.
And that's Fox 5 DC's Melanie Onwick. Melanie, so glad you joined us this Wednesday on this story. A lot of social media response surrounding this story, as you can imagine, even concerns of Crime Stoppers being inundated with tips that have no validity to them, taking away from them focusing on actual crime. So we'll be keeping a close eye on this story. Thank you so much for the latest details. You have a great rest of your day.
Okay, so like I said, real soft and stupid for no reason, just cause. And they say a lot of stuff that don't make sense in that video. They're saying the federal authorities offering $500 as a reward for DC crime tips if it results in an arrest. It says it right there on the flyer. They actually read it to you. The same reporter reads it to you. Then they're saying that I'm saying everyone in the video is being really soft. And then at the end, they're saying the risk isn't worth it after this asshole says, well, I'll make more than that in 2 weeks. Well, I hope so, bud. I hope you make more than $500 in 2 weeks, because that's fucking nothing. I mean, like, if you work minimum wage, you probably make more than that. So to go out there and be arrogant about $500 every other week, like that the guy at McDonald's washing the dishes makes more than that. So, like, wrong. Just pull your head out of your ass. Then they're saying that the reporter says the tip must lead to an indictment or a conviction, and says that if it leads to an arrest, that isn't good enough. Right after she reads to you that it just has to lead to an arrest. Now, if she's right, and there is stipulation saying it does need a conviction and stuff, then it's false advertisement on the marshals' part. But the marshals are the one that made that post, and they're the ones that made the flyer. So I kind of am inclined to believe the marshals that stated very clearly that it has to lead to an arrest. This reporter is just butthurt because all of her comrades are about to get swept up in the DC crackdown. That's what's actually going on. Next up, DOJ investigating whether declining DC crime rates are manipulated. So Live, you guys been mentioning this in the chat, and apparently the DOJ is now investigating it. It's coming up next, but first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this $500 here reward. The review, what you make in a week? I'm making 7 days. Yeah, that's exactly what that guy was sounding like. J Spray, $500 or risk getting my ass beat and going to jail. I'll take the $500. Yeah, that's what I don't get. They're like, well, it's not worth the risk. The risk of picking up a phone, that's real risky. That's real risky stuff. I don't know if you've ever been to America, but here people are scared of phones. Like, that's so stupid. It's so stupid. They're not telling you to go out there and get involved. They're not telling you to go catch the bad guy and let us know when you got him. You call the phone number. You call the fucking hotline. The risk isn't worth the reward. I don't know. I'm scared to use the phone. Might make $500. Like, shit. I'm about to start calling from here. Pumpkin, I'd snitch for free. Gotta get those illegals and criminals and stuff up out of here. What's up, no ad? Happy freedom. No ad. I'd make that in 2 days, but I'd turn some fuckers in. Yeah, exactly. What's up, Cass? Happy freedom. Slide Dog Anna Paulina Luna, isn't that a song? I don't know if it's a song, it's a person. Done. The reward is a bonus. I'd do it for fun. Yeah, for real. What's up, Sage Pup? Happy freedom. Sage Pup, I need $500 right now. Anybody want to go to jail? That's how I feel. Sly Dog Titty Command? No, RAI won't produce tits. What's up, Shane? Happy freedom. Alright, DCat. Sounds like a plan. MU is still in the 90s where you are? Well, stay cool out there. Lewd review. Rival gangs be snitching on each other and calling ICE. A whole new income stream. Yeah. You know, and I was thinking about that too. I'm kind of surprised criminals don't do that more often. Meta. What about your American Legion VFW? If their banquet hall is open to the public, do you have a moose lodge? I don't know what you're talking about, Meta. All those places, you have to have a membership. You can't just walk up in those places. You got to be a part of it. What's up, Guess Who? Happy freedom. Guess Who? Okay, we're all going to DC to get paid. Yep. Sorry, we should do the hooligan get-together. Here, Juicer, think they'll refund my reservation? Yeah, what day were you supposed to be there? If you had to go there today, I don't know if they'll refund today, but if it was tomorrow and on, I do think so. You just gotta call them and talk to them about it, because things happen all the time. You could say like your flight got canceled or something. I mean, there's stuff like that that just can't be helped. What's up, Cecil? Happy freedom. Knocked out another 14-hour day. What a badass. God rides a Harley. The art of the deal. Make it $1,000. Here's a phone call. Brad, real people who don't want to be carjacked and robbed don't want the money. Victims like being victims. Yeah, What's up, Crazy Knights? Happy Freedom. What's up, McGee? Happy Freedom to you. Brad. Hooligan Surveillance and Report Service. They just sent us to jail for stalking. Hair Juicer, we paid for Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, they should refund your money. Just give them a call. Guess I read that they're going after the cop that shot Ashley Babbitt. That's interesting. I didn't see anything about that. God Rides Our Harley, thank you for joining us over here on Rumble. Alright, hooligans, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, where are we? DOJ investigating whether declining DC crime rates were manipulated. So they're starting to look into this because Dems keep crying that DC's been at a 30-year low on crime and that President Trump is going out of his way for this crackdown. He's just trying to take over because he's a dictator. And so now they're going to look into those numbers and see if they're actually valid or not. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
And to Washington, D.C. now, where the Department of Justice is looking into whether the city's police department falsified crime data. City leaders have repeatedly cited stats that show violent crime is at a 30-year low in an effort to argue against President Trump's federal takeover. NewsNation's Tom Dempsey is live at the White House. So, Tom, this investigation comes as the amount of National Guard troops deployed to D.C. is now set to double in the coming days.
That's right, Kelly. Good morning from the White House. This morning, more National Guard forces are arriving in the nation's capital, joining the 800 National Guard members from D.C. already here as part of this public safety emergency declared by President Donald Trump. We're talking about states like Mississippi, Tennessee, Louisiana, Ohio, South Carolina, and West Virginia, all offering up to about 1,200 soldiers combined to spread across the nation's capital. Also this morning, updated numbers from the Trump administration show 465 arrests since the operation began almost 2 weeks ago, with almost half of those involving people here in the country illegally. One of the most recent arrests involved an alleged MS-13 gang member. We also know law enforcement has seized 68 guns. The D.C. Police Union recently posting data as well showing drops in crime this month in D.C., including robberies down 46%, carjackings down 83%, and all crime down 8%. Appearing on News Nation's The Hill, a member of the Department of Homeland Security saying the numbers show this operation has made a big difference.
High crime areas that are being targeted. I mean, you can sense the vibe shift here in D.C. Families are more out. They're going to museums. Parents and families are going out to restaurants. They're not. You see the law enforcement presence, and it does make you feel safe. But those statistics speak for themselves, really showing the results and the success of the Trump administration.
And Kelly, this morning we know the Department of Justice has actually opened an investigation into claims that the D.C. Police Department falsified data to make crime rates appear lower. President Donald Trump has been very critical of D.C. leaders, and so far we have not heard from Mayor Muriel Bowser about this investigation that was announced. Kelly?
Yeah, it's been a big talker. Tom, also notably, some high crime areas in D.C. not a part of this crackdown. What's the reasoning there?
Yeah, so the D.C. National Guard members and the other National Guard members that are coming here are not being sent to high crime areas here in the district. So no, military-style vehicles like we showed you earlier that are in some of the more touristy spots here in D.C. No people in camouflage, the members of the National Guard. And that has people living in areas like Southeast D.C. very confused.
I haven't seen anybody. Yeah, I'm surprised. It's crazy rain. Lots of violence. Lots of killings everywhere. So I'm surprised. I thought they was coming. I haven't seen nobody.
I mean, everybody's asking where all these, additional forces are, but we don't see them anywhere. Drive around Southeast and tell me where you see them. this show of force is almost, it seems like it's more of a spectacle for those that are visiting.
Now, the federal government saying that those National Guard members are not tasked with making any sort of arrests. Instead, they are in charge of providing security at federal monuments and federal buildings, as well as their presence providing a deterrent to violent crime.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below.
Okay. So I like how when it all started, they were saying that they didn't like all the authority on the streets and stuff, and now they got assholes crying out there that they ain't seen no extra authority and all this stuff. They're saying there's been 465 arrests, almost half of them being illegals. 68 guns have been seized, and 48 homeless encampments have been cleared. All of that's been in the last 2 weeks. They're saying overall crime is down 8% right now. The DOJ is investigating to see if the DC Police Department has falsified data in order to make crime rates appear lower. So hopefully they'll find that corruption and then get rid of those people. Accountability is hard to come by, but if they'd hand it out, it'd make the world a better place. Next up, Trump admin steps in after border crosser involved in deadly crash fails proficiency test. They're talking about the border crosser that was driving that semi where he did a U-turn and the van slammed into it, killing 3 Americans. Apparently, he can't hardly read or anything else. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about the crackdown going on in D.C. Russell, I was never in the Guard, but I'd volunteer for that mission. Yeah. They're saying that the National Guard is disarmed right now, or they're unarmed, but they may pick up arms in the future, but I don't know why they would. I know that they're using the National Guard as a deterrent because they're not even making arrests. They're just standing around. But to give them guns, I don't know why they would if they're just standing around. I guess just to escalate their presence. What's up, Too Old to Care? Happy Freedom. What's up, High Plains Drifter? Happy Freedom to you. Jagular, wish it would happen in Portland. Yeah, I'm wondering to see where this leads after DC, because they were talking about potentially doing this in other areas, and I wonder if they're going to crack down in like New York and Chicago and Portland and places like that. DCAT, almost wish it was Muskegon. Yeah. They should crack down on all the terrible places. They're not terrible just because they're terrible. They're terrible because the people who run that area run it right into the ground. They don't do anything about it, and it all comes back to accountability. Done. It's a peace through strength tactic. Yeah. Guess who? That dude speaking looks like he does his own stunts in his male adult movies with other men. He's his own stunt guy, huh? Goodness. Sapphire Patriot. DC's just the beginning. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Sapphire Patriot. National Guard can detain someone. Yeah, they can, but they're told not to. That's all of this stuff since they've done the federal takeover of DC. They've been saying that National Guard isn't making arrests or anything like that. They're just there to protect federal buildings and make their presence known. What's up, TJ? Happy Freedom to you. TJ, the worst part of these videos is that we have to see Kumo's stupid potato head face at the end. I agree. What's up, Rodney? Happy Freedom. What's up, Teasel? Happy Freedom to you. Happy Freedom to you, J Spray, if I can get you all ready. Alright, hooligans, moving forward here. Like I said, Trump admin steps in after border crosser involved in deadly crash fails proficiency test. Crazy. This video is so crazy. I don't know how many times I've seen it. And I'm pretty sure they play the video in this. So once again, we're going to watch that van slam right into this trailer, and this guy looks like he's inconvenienced by it. Either way, hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
The Trump administration now investigating a deadly Florida crash allegedly caused by an illegal migrant truck driver.
And officials say the suspect couldn't read English or understand road signs, despite getting a commercial driver's license from 2 sanctuary states.
Lucas Thomason is live in Washington with the details. Good morning, Lucas.
Good morning, Lawrence. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy has launched a new investigation into this deadly Florida highway crash involving an illegal alien. Preliminary report says if states had followed the rules, the driver would have never been behind the wheel. It also says the driver responsible for that fatal crash that killed 3 people, quote, the driver failed the assessment, providing correct responses to just 2 of 12 verbal questions and only accurately identifying 1 of 4 highway traffic signs. Here's more from Secretary Duffy on X, posting, here's what we know. Washington State improperly issued the driver a full-term commercial driver's license. Asylum seekers or illegal aliens are not allowed to receive this. New Mexico failed to conduct an English language proficiency test when they pulled the driver over for speeding. Had they done this, the driver would not have been on the road. We are also looking into California's issuance of the commercial driver's license. The failures here are despicable, and non-enforcement and radical immigration policies have turned the trucking industry into a lawless frontier, resulting in unqualified foreign drivers improperly acquiring licenses to operate 40-ton vehicles. The president and I moved quickly to require drivers to speak English, our national language, and launch a full-scale audit of how these licenses are doled out. Now, here's more about the driver. Harjinder Singh is accused of killing 3 people in a minivan in Florida after you showed the video after attempting an illegal U-turn through a highway last week in Fort Pierce, marked official use only, with his massive tractor trailer blocking the highway of a 4-lane highway. And the 28-year-old illegal alien faces deportation and 3 counts of homicide. The trucking company is also under review. And guys, that accident happened just an hour north of Palm Beach in Mar-a-Lago. Guys.
Wow. Thanks, Lucas. And we have all caught on video.
All right. So President Trump got the admin get involved here. They're saying the driver failed the assessment. He could only give the correct response for 2 of the 12 verbal questions. He could only accurately identify 1 of 4 highway traffic signs. Washington gave him a full-term commercial license when illegals aren't even eligible to get one. And then New Mexico failed to conduct an English language proficiency test when he was being pulled over for speeding. The trucking company is also being investigated because of this happening. So everybody needs accountability, especially this guy. Like I said, when the van slams into the trailer, it's like he's inconvenienced by the expression on his face. On top of not being able to speak English or identify any of the signs while he's working, and he's not even supposed to be here legally. So there needs to be some consequences for all these poor choices here. Next up, we got the Cornhusker Clink. Nebraska becomes the latest state to partner with DHS. It's their version of Alligator Alcatraz. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about the Trump administration. Get involved with this dusty border crosser who just killed 3 Americans. Jay Spray, yeah, I agree. Is there accused of? He did it. Yeah, I know. I can't stand the way that they choose their words when it comes to these kind of situations. You got bad guys on camera breaking the law, and then they're like, allegedly, and it's like, it's not allegedly. It's happening right there on camera. Like, it's we are beyond allegedly. Russell, when I got my German driver's test, there was sign tests and written tests, and it was not easy. I believe it, Russell. Zero, all of America is pissed. Yeah. Yep, everybody's mad about this. What's up, my feed? Happy freedom to you. Beck Frank, we're in the age of pussyfooting around the facts. Yeah, we are, and it sucks. My feed. Let's see. He only had to pay $250 under Biden's admin. Canada is suffering the same thing. Yeah. It's not good. Gotta kick out the border crossers. My Blue Drifter, I need a cape. I'm super pissed. That was a good one. That was a good one. Side Dog, $20 million doll hair fine for the trucking company. Yeah, there needs to be consequences for this stuff. Jagula, make bearded ladies lame again. They're still lame to me. Side Dog, lock him up and then deport. Yeah. I can't remember how much time he's facing. We wrote it down when we first covered the story, and now I can't remember. I can't remember what it was. Told the carrot just another day in paradise. Yeah, I know. Pumpkin, he could have at least cared that he killed those people. Well, by the look of his face, he didn't think he did it. He looked at it like they did it. He's like, oh, they didn't stop. He's like, oh, well, too bad for them, and then tried to back the truck up. Like he was going to drive away. Who knows? Maybe there's been other bad things that he's been involved in, and he just was able to drive away. Yeah, Ghostly. I wish I could read that out loud. There's a lot of stories like that. My feed, just send them to CCOT. That's what I keep saying too. If we got criminal illegals, you know, beyond them just being here illegally, being a crime, very well aware of that. But if they're here and they're acting like monsters and stuff, and we have to convict them, sentence their ass to CCOT. Don't make people like me and you have to pay for these monsters that live in the country, even in prison, because they're not even supposed to be here. So deport their ass to a prison somewhere. You know, instead of making us having to house them for 20 years and then deport them. Starring scumbags. Yeah, absolutely. What's up, Iron? Happy freedom. Corncatras. That's what they should have went with. The Corncatras. I like that better. What's up, Madman? Happy freedom. Yeah, Samantha, I know that's how I feel too. What's up, Nick? Happy freedom to you. Russell, remind me of the German drive-in test. All right. I will remind you on Friday. What day is it? It's Wednesday today. Zero and Bill is home country for the confinement and the trial. Yeah, I wish they did that too. Like, if another country sent their people here and we're having problems with their people, their country should pay for it. They're the ones that sent them here. Either way, moving forward, like I said, Cornhusker Clink, Nebraska becomes the latest state to partner with DHS. They're getting their own version of Alligator Alcatraz. Come on, GoofTube. Good Lord. All right, hooligans, hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Well, the Trump administration is partnering with the state of Nebraska. They're going to be opening up a new migrant detention facility in partnership with ICE. This one dubbed the Cornhusker Clink. For more on this, we're going to bring in Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen. Governor, great to see you. I know we're working with a little bit of a delay here. So look, a bunch of different states have been wanting to work with ICE. We've got Alligator Alcatraz in Florida. We got the Speedway Slammer in Indiana. Now you guys are going to prop up the Cornhusker Clink in Nebraska. When's it going to be up and running, and who's it going to be housing there?
You know, the bottom line is we're not worried about names. We're worried about supporting and doing our fair share. We've heard the president loud and clear saying governors of the incredible United States have to step up and do their part. We've heard it loud and clear working with Secretary Noem, and we're really, really proud of what all the Nebraskans, our team has done in stepping up, where we have our National Guard being a part of it, we have our State Patrol being a part of it, and then Director Jeffries and Department of Corrections. So we have a facility that's a great location, a great spot to be able to help make sure we do the highest calling of government, keep us safe. And so we're really, really excited. We're focused on the highest calling. We all agree. Highest calling of governments keep us safe. I've been down to the border several times to support Governor Abbott since I've been governor. The things that you see, anybody that would question it needs to be there to be able to see the bad people that have been allowed to come across the last 4 years. They're in our communities. It's important we get the criminals out and we get them removed. We're really, really proud to be able to do our share.
And Governor, you've been willing to help with the border before. I remember covering the border in Texas the last few years. I saw your Nebraska state troopers down there with Texas DPS multiple times. Got about 30 seconds left here. I understand you're going to have your Nebraska troopers now help ICE make arrests. What's that going to look like?
Yeah, we've signed in with the 287G and Colonel Waugh and his team, and so we'll have state troopers that are going to be trained over a couple weeks and be able to assist ICE. Just really, really important that we play our role. And again, highest calling is keep our communities safe and make sure that we get the criminal, illegal aliens out of our state and out of our communities.
All right, the Cornhusker Clink coming soon to Nebraska with 280 beds for illegal aliens. Governor Jim Pillen, great to see you this morning. Thanks so much for coming on.
I'm Steve Ducey.
All right, the Cornhusker Clink. It's quite the name. So let me see, Nebraska. And I don't know how many that is now, 4 or 5 that we've covered. I wonder who's going to be the next one, get their own alligator Alcatraz. Next up, we got our midlife break. It's our funny video halfway through. It's provided by Simply Witchy, and it's titled Oops. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about the Cornhusker Clink. Guess some knows how fat the aliens are? They ain't starving. Yeah, it's all that free food, free money. J-Spray, get your cornhole husked in Nebraska. I don't want to see it. It's hardcore. Holy, leave a review. I can't read that out loud. So what's going to happen, though? Zero. Up by you, North Lake Processing Center. Yeah, I think it's in Grand Rapids. When I was looking into joining ICE, that's the closest place to me is Grand Rapids. Sage put up the cornholer Clink. Yeah. It's not good. It's not good. They thought they were scared of alligator Alcatraz. Hey, thank you for being with us, Cass. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goth. I want t-shirts for all of these awesome detainment centers. It will make an assimilate shirt less lonely. Assimilate. That's funny. That's funny, Goth. Doug, you gotta be careful around semis. I watched a car become a convertible in Ohio and the family didn't make it. Yeah, Dad, my grandpa used to be a truck driver. So when I started learning to drive, he was always telling me how to deal with semis and stuff from like a trucker's point of view. Stay away from them, give them space, all of that. God, Texas needs a cool name design. Mention center like Armadillo Inn. I can't remember what Texas is. That was the first one we covered outside of Alligator Alcatraz. That's the... No, it's not the slammer. Can't remember what it's called now. I'll look it up really quick. The Lone Star Lockup. I don't remember it being called that, but that's what this is saying. Yeah, the Lone Star Lockup is what it's looking like. Yep. That's what it is. I remember it being called that, but either way. The Lone Star Lockup. What's up, Stoner? Happy freedom to you. Totally carry the Cornhusker Cornhole Buster. They're going to be deported and can't walk. It's not good. It's not good. They thought Alcatraz is bad until they were getting cornholed. It's no good. Meta sent them all to the cornfields. Yep. What's up, Techno? Happy freedom to you. Brad, India doesn't want him back. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I don't know that he's from India, but I'm sure wherever he came from, they don't want him back. That's how all these guys are. What's up, Caitlin? Happy freedom to you. Caitlin, Larry the Scrapper guy sent you? Techno, fun fact, Texas DPS refuses to allow their agents to be federally deputized to help deportation. Interesting, I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know, Techno. Tease of the Cornhole Clink. Mm-hmm. Caitlin, yeah, you're in the right place. Oh, no. Caitlin, hopefully I got the right channel. He's in emergency surgery, collapsed at home. If you all could say prayers, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for letting us know, Caitlin. I am really sorry to hear that. Holy, that is crazy. We will absolutely pray for him. Thank you for letting us know, Caitlin. Snooks, the guy is from India. Man, that's crazy about Larry. I hope Larry's all right. J Spray. I think it's the old punk prison in Baldwin, the detention center. Lived review, the Texas Tarantula. That's what they should have went with. Oh my God, Russell, that meme is hilarious. Live review, you ain't gotta drop that giant spider in the chat. Jesus loves us. Guess with your dyslexia, make sure the application says ICE and not ISIS. I will make sure to double check. I will take another gander. Yeah, Russell, prayers for Larry. Absolutely. Man, I feel really bad about Larry. I don't know if Caitlin's still with us, but I appreciate her coming and telling us, because that is really crazy. Hopefully everything works out for the best. Well, Hooligans, we're going to get into this next video here. Like I said, it is our midlife break, our funny video halfway through. It was provided by Simply Witchy, and it's titled Oops. It's coming up next, but first I want to remind you, Hooligans, if you'd like to join the membership program over on Rumble and become an official Hooligan, all you have to do is click in that, hop in the chat and click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So you got to open your browser, come to Rumble, log in, hop in the chat, and like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble Hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We got chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live. So definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. Also, like I keep reminding you hooligans, we have to do 5 hours of premium live streaming over on Rumble. And it is coming up. We are running out of time. So we will have to start doing that soon. And if you're not a premium user on Rumble, or if you're not an official hooligan on Rumble, you will not be able to watch the premium live streams for the 5 hours that we got to do that. Now, I still don't know what or when we're going to do that, but we have to. We are running out of time. I think we got under 2 weeks at this point. I think next Friday, not this upcoming Friday, but next Friday I think is the end of the line. So it's sometime between now and then we got to do it. So definitely consider joining the membership program over on Rumble. Let's get this funny video pulled up. Once again, this was provided by Simply Witchy, and this is titled, Whoops. Whoops. See, that's why I don't be running and stuff. Because of that right there. Fall and bust your ass in front of all the ladies. It's not worth it. Next up in the news, alleged MS-13 and Trinitarios members among 42 arrested in New York gang crackdown. Let's get this pulled up real quick. Come on, come on, come on. Alright, hooligans, hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
People living in Long Island, New York say they've long been victimized with attempts of murder and human trafficking. Now, at least 40 suspected gang members are under arrest after being swept up in a recent crackdown, some of them here illegally. News Nation's Alicia Nieves joins us live from New York. So, Alicia, this has been going on for quite some time.
Yeah, good morning, Kelly. Police here in New York say, these dozens of violent gang members really have been terrorizing people on Long Island for years. They are now in custody following this recent roundup. Nassau County officials working with ICE, not only to round them up, but now to move to the process of deporting them. This was actually a 4-day operation. You're talking about over 40 people, 42 arrests. The suspects caught in this police dragnet ranging from 18 years old to 50 years old. They include members of the notorious MS-13 gang, Trinitarios, and the 18th Street gangs.
They've engaged in illegal activity, including attempted murder, rape, all kinds of felonies, including human trafficking of women and young girls. We want to send a clear message that gang activity in Nassau County will not be tolerated.
Yeah, law enforcement officials at the news conference, they're showing they seized guns, machetes, even knives in their sweep. The raid comes after authorities noticed a recent spike in gang violence. Some examples of that. In a chilling case of mistaken identity, a young park goer thought to be a rival gang member was attacked last year. Earlier this month, authorities responded to a series of gang-related incidents, including a home invasion, a stabbing, and a shooting. And then authorities believe a recent indictment may have triggered this retaliation between gangs, leading to this violence, and decided to address it before gang activity got even further out of control.
We promised in the beginning that we were going to go after the worst of the worst. You're looking at it on the screen. That is the worst of the worst, and we're not done yet.
Yeah, and authorities saying out of the 42 arrests, about 33 are alleged gang members who are going to be deported or set through the process with ICE. All of that, pending obviously some approval and due process. But this all in line with the president's agenda on immigration and cracking down on criminals who are in this country illegally.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your
Okay. So like they said, busting these guys Out in New York, 42 arrested after a 4-day operation. It was involving 3 gangs, including MS-13 members. These criminals range from the age of 18 all the way up to 50. They participated in attempted murder, rape, human trafficking, and various other felonies. Hopefully they get convictions and deportations out of that. Next up, DMV employee fired for exposing illegal border crosser license scam. It's a very interesting story, and it's coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this gang bust out in New York. J Spray, awesome, but they still need more daily. Absolutely. Zero. They stopped by on YouTube. I don't know if they're still with us. Caitlin, going to the hospital now. We'll keep you updated. Thank you, Caitlin. Can you update me by email if we're not live? I'm going to drop my email in the chat. If you could email me updates on Larry, I would really appreciate it, Caitlin. Almost threw my chapstick. Totally care, seems fine. Thank you for the feedback. What's up, Bones? Happy freedom to you. Yeah, Bones, that's how it is around here, too. Thank you for letting me know, DCat. Beck Frank, you're always on when I have to walk the dogs. I blame you. It's my fault this time, Beck Frank. What's up, Deb? Happy freedom. TBD, due process is not for illegals. Straight to jail. Straight to their home country. Straight to CCAT. Everyone in the chat praying for Larry. Brad, I'm sure we will hear New York crime numbers are low, or also at a low like DC. Yeah, Brad, I've been waiting for that too. Samantha, virtual cookout? That's an interesting idea. Thank you for suggesting that. Maybe there's something we could put together, and that way everybody would be able to make it. I will think about that. Let me write a note. Oh, I got this new thing. I don't know if I can show you guys. I'm sure you don't give a shit, but I'm going to show you anyways. I got this from the dollar store. It's a dry erase board, notepad, and storage for my desk. So now I can write my notes down. Depends on what notes it are. Some things have to get a new tab. Let me see here. Virtual Hooligan picnic. Awesome. Yeah, now I got a reason to write there. Thank you for the suggestion. I appreciate it. Hi, Prince Drifter. What's with the cat face filter? This is just Klaus's normal face. It's not a filter. It's his normal face. Klaus Daniels, the camera adds 10 pounds, and it don't need to in your case. You're gonna fall. You're gonna fall. You're tearing my stuff up. Look it. Stop it. Good Lord. I'm trying to take down the whole setup here. Beck Frank, well, that makes a nice change. It's your fault for once. I'll take that. Yeah, Beck Frank. Don't get used to it. J Spray, anyone else having trouble with the Rumble app? Hasn't been able to load for days. What do you mean, like you try to watch a video and it just buffers nonstop? I was having that issue earlier today, but it's only been that one time that I've noticed it. The review, I only do Rumble on PC, never an issue. Yeah, I don't really use the app that much. I just use the browser. I always seem to have better experience. TBD, I got hot dogs at home. I will attend that. All right, TBD. I'll think. We'll have to put it together. But like I said, I'll leave that page up over on the website. And for the next year, we'll promote the Hooligan Picnic. And then we can all just look forward to, you know, making the trip next year. Now that I got all the information and stuff. Brad, your dry eraser looks hard. Thanks, Brad. Thanks, Brad. Yeah, I'm not that old yet. It's still a pretty hard dry eraser. Samantha, if they can get 40 in 4 days, just think of how many they could get if they worked a few more days like normal people. Yeah, Samantha, absolutely. They could really clean up New York, and it needs it. Snugs, will you be doing a 5-hour live stream? What do you mean, today? When? I don't know what you're asking me, Snooks. J Spray, when you use the Rumble app, it's a white screen with just the logo. You might want to clear the data on your Rumble app and log back in. See if that helps. Slide Dog, use Rumble on the browser. Yeah, that's what I do too. Beck Frank, virtual hooligan pub. Yep. Beck Frank, isn't that basically voice chat? It is. It is. We'll have to figure it out. Either way, moving forward here. What's up, DEF CON? Happy freedom to you. Should get a hotel in North Carolina and we can have a hooligan hurricane party. Oh, man. That sounds like so much fun. And I've wanted to visit North Carolina. If I had money... If I had money, I'd be doing things. I just don't have any of that. I really don't have any of it. I need to go to the dentist so fucking bad, and I can't go to get my teeth cleaned because I can't afford it. My car is now hauling full time. I need to replace that transmission, and I cannot afford it. Like, I'm going to lose my car in the next 48 hours is what it sounds like. Cannot do anything to fix it. I've been sitting here sweating bullets because I don't even know if I'm going to be able to make it to the Hooligan Picnic that I set up because I'm in such a bad financial situation. So things are rough, but man, I'd really like to go to North Carolina for a hurricane party. That sounds like a lot of fun. Snooks, you've been talking about having to do 5 hours for Rumble. Yes, I understand that. I don't know what you're asking me though, Snooks. Are you asking me to confirm that I have to do 5 hours of Rumble even though I've been saying that for 2 weeks now? Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what you're asking me. What's up, Simply Witchy? Happy freedom. Simply Witchy. Next Friday. No, we have until then to get it done. Got a snow party. Yeah, I mean, we could always do that. But then how would you guys make it here? Drive through 4 feet of snow? Beck Frank, you don't want the Walmart radioactive shrimp? Now, they said that we didn't get it on our shelves. You might still have it on your shelves, Beck Frank. You never know. You got to be careful. First bot of the day. Throw the hammer. It's a black sheep. Happy freedom. Hair juicer flipping the marker instead of the chapstick. I can't because it's too big. You hooligans can't wait for Saturday. What's up, Tube Steak? Happy freedom to you. Free speech Saturday. You know, T for overrated. I know, but I'm starting to have like a mouth guard. Like, I need to get my teeth cleaned so damn bad, and I can't. It sucks. I'm gonna have to do like a... What was that movie that's got Denzel Washington in it? Q or whatever. It's gonna be like that, but at a dentist. Snooks, will you do 5-hour live and 1 live? I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know what we're going to do for the premium live stream yet. All right, hooligans, moving forward here. Like I said, DMV employee fired for exposing border crosser license scam. It's because they were making some doll hairs off of it. Of course, they were using this woman's ID to do it. They were pretty much blaming it all on her. And when she found out, they didn't like it. Go ahead and hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube. And let's get into this.
You would think someone who blew the whistle in deep red Kentucky would be rewarded for identifying a scam that allowed illegals to get driver's licenses with forged documents and cash bribes.
It's really dangerous. But according to a Louisville DMV employee, she didn't get praised at all. In fact, she got fired from her job. Newsmax crime correspondent Jason Matera has the details for us this morning.
I want to clear my name, and I want my job back.
At a Louisville DMV, the place meant to vet safe and legal drivers, some clerks were instead allegedly making money in a dangerous side hustle.
Undocumented workers would come in to the office. They would be bypassed without even taking a permit test or taking a drug test. They would then be paid under the table. They would be paid $200 a person.
Melissa Mormon, a 3-year employee working at the NIA Center branch, says illegals would walk in with fake birth certificates, social security cards, and utility bills. 2 co-workers, according to Mormon, would then give them the fast pass treatment. No lines, no tests, just licenses for cash.
My ID was being used in order to pin me into this scam.
Her whistleblower letter, dated October 29, 2024, warned management that her employee credentials were being used, even when she wasn't at work. Investigators later said that her ID popped up in more than 2,000 shady transactions.
They actually took my phone and looked through all my messages. They looked through my Cash App. They looked through my Zelle, just to prove they know I didn't wasn't involved in any of this business picture.
Mormon says she turned over everything to clear her name, but after getting grilled 3 times in just one day, she was fired over the phone.
I want to clear my name. I want to let people know out there that I wasn't involved in any type of legal activity.
Her attorney, Gary Adams, calls it textbook retaliation for exposing fraud and abuse of authority, and he's suing under Kentucky's Whistleblower Act.
As soon as she tells them everything she knows, she gives them everything she can to exonerate herself, she gets fired.
But instead of clearing her name, Melissa Mormon says she got branded the culprit.
Why was this pinned on me for something that I didn't do?
Mark Charlotte, we did reach out to the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet to respond to these serious allegations, and they did acknowledge that there were at least 1,900 what they called irregularities, and those licenses were revoked, but they did push back on Mormon's claims. They said that she was a temporary employee and that they're flatly denying her allegations. They wouldn't elaborate any further, saying that this was an open criminal investigation involving various state and federal agencies.
I like the phrase irregularities. 1,900 of them.
Yeah, not good, especially if you're driving through Kentucky anytime soon.
Maybe that explains our Earth Scam problems that we've seen.
Yes.
Yes. All right, Jason Matera, thank you.
Information. All right, like I said, very interesting story there. So whistleblower got fired for it. Now they're saying that illegals would walk in with cash, fake birth certificates, social security cards, utility bills, and they would get a license right there without a permit or a road test. Her co-workers were using her ID to cover their transactions, even when she wasn't at work. There was more than 2,000 shady transactions that were all done in her name. She was retaliated against for exposing the fraud. Then they tried to pin it on her. Now she's suing the DMV for breaking the Whistleblowers Act in Kentucky. And then after it was brought to their attention, they revoked 1,900 licenses, claiming it was irregularities. They also said that she was a temp worker, and they're denying all of the allegations. And then they mentioned that it is all under criminal investigation right now. So hopefully they can actually find the truth. My grandpa used to say all the time, the truth has a way of coming out, and so hopefully that will happen quickly in this case. Next up, we got Mayville High School stabbing leaves 1 student dead. It's coming up next, but first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you Hooligans think about this DMV whistleblower. Thank you for the suggestion, Zero. I'm gonna think about it. J-Spray seems easy to track. Yeah, I would think so. Guess same thing that FEMA did during the hurricane. Yep. Guess she's from Australia, probably guilty. Those naughty Australians. They get it from the ruse. Sugar Deb. At just 200 doll hairs, that's $400,000. Well, that's why they fired her, is because they were making all that money and they didn't want her to get in the way. And then after she found out that she was going to get blamed for it, they really got her out of the way. Pumpkin, not fair it seems. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Goth, wow, this pisses me off to no end. There's people who can't get licenses that are American because of some low-level stuff, but illegals can get one no problem. Yeah, they can fly in planes too. They make us go through all these scanners and bullshit. They were flying them all over the country. Didn't even know who they were. You know, now we got to have real IDs. They could just do whatever they want. And so it's been that way for years now, and it sucks. Stoner Samson just dropped a new song. Thank you for letting me know. I'll check it out after the live. Slide off for 400K, she could end up dead. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of money there. TBD, Jaws from James Bond movie. I missed it. I know who you're talking about, even though I've never seen James Bond movies. I just didn't see it on the screen. Hair juicer coming out. Now the truth's gay? We like the truth nice and gay, just out there in the open. Brad, when you got to get injected but the freedom-loving aliens don't, maybe there's a problem. Yeah, exactly, Brad. Well, thank you, Snooks. I appreciate it. J-Spray, they would need to know her login password and everything. Yeah. Ghostly, the DMV is the government's way of inflicting cruel and unusual punishment on its people. You're not wrong. Everybody hates going to the DMV. I don't know one person that thinks that's an enjoyable thing. Guess I was saying, if it's gay, I'm on the way. We know, guess we've seen your grinder. Anyways, moving forward here, like I said, I think it's Maryvale, maybe. I don't know. This high school, there was a stabbing. It leaves one student dead. It's not Carmelo Anthony. That's a story we'll have to get back to whenever some action happens. This is a brand new one. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, that our friend Larry could really use our help, as we know we heard earlier in the chat. So instead of telling you guys to go and click this link and all this stuff that you already know, I'm just asking you, will you please pray for our friend Larry the Scrapper guy, because he's really going through it right now, and he could really use our prayers. We're going to get into the news here. Let me get this pulled up. All right, hooligans. Like I said, this high school stabbing leaves one student dead. Hit the like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
A Fox 10 News alert out of West Phoenix, where a teenage boy has been killed in a stabbing at Maryvale High School. Police say the violence happened this morning during a fight on campus near 59th Avenue and Osborne, and paramedics rushed the wounded boy to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. His name has not yet been released. Police say that another student involved was also sent to the hospital, is in custody tonight. Officers locked down the campus during the investigation, and Fox 10's Kinsey Beach has the latest for us tonight.
Over the 2-hour-long lockdown at Maryvale High School, you could see the desperation in parents' eyes as they flooded the perimeter, waiting to see if their students were okay, following a deadly stabbing here where one student died.
On behalf of the Phoenix Union Governing Board and the Phoenix Union High School District, I would like to say that we are heartbroken in response to the senseless tragedy that took place today at Maryvale High School.
A chaotic scene at Maryvale High School Tuesday morning. The school placed on a 2-hour lockdown after a deadly stabbing.
Texted me and said, "Mom, something happened at school. We're on lockdown." I said, "I'm coming."
It was a fight between two male students. Things escalated when a suspect stabbed another student to death and was taken into custody. The school did not release much information to parents, but told them to stay home. Instead, worried parents flooded the school's perimeter.
Not until I see him will I know he's okay.
It's just like you can't even do nothing. I feel like go inside and get them. But it's just, and I had 2 kids in there.
Families cried and embraced as they were reunited.
And even having to send that message is something that I thought would never have to do. Desperate for you to not know because he wasn't answering me, and I'm like, and I was texting her, "Where's your brother? I need you to be with your brother." "Mom, I can't." I'm like, it's desperate. At that moment, you just think everything.
Some parents were vocal, wanting to pull their kids from Maryvale High after multiple incidents like this.
It's traumatizing, and like I said, after this, I'm done with this school.
I have to make sure he's safe first, and this isn't looking good anymore.
A lot of questions regarding metal detectors here at Maryvale. There are metal detectors, but I spoke to over dozens of students that told me this stabbing was due to scissors inside the classroom. That has not been confirmed by the Phoenix Police Department. In Phoenix, Kenzie Beach, Fox 10 News.
All right. So like I said, another Carmelo Anthony situation, it seems. Really short on details, so I assume we'll get a follow-up at some point. They're saying a teen had stabbed his classmate. Both of them went to the hospital. The victim died. The 2 teens got in a fight, and then one stabbed the other one. The parents are questioning pulling their kids out of school because of these kind of situations, which implies that this sort of thing has happened before. They were talking about metal detectors, but the weapon was scissors and was found inside the school already. So they didn't bring the weapon to school. It was already there. So there isn't really anything for them to do about security except for pay more attention to their kids. And if they got issues, you should probably do something about it. Now, when I was in school, they never gave a shit about bullying or anything like that. And there was a couple times I had to tune some people up. And when I was going to break pencils off in people's rib cage, then they wanted to get involved. But leading up to that point, they didn't give a shit. And I assume things haven't really changed. So I wouldn't be surprised if this kid was being bullied or whatever and got in this altercation, then fuck around and got stabbed. You know, and then that stuff happens. You know, standing up to bullies is the thing to do, but you see the way the world is now, you might just get fucking stabbed standing up to bullies. So we won't really know what happens until we get a follow-up, and that's just kind of the way it is. But man, they need to pay more attention to these teenagers. They're going to be in there stabbing each other and shit. Next up, we got the last little bit of the news, and like I said earlier, it's Lefty's losing it. This one's titled Tampon Tim Walls, nominated as the latest male cheerleader for the Minnesota Vikings. And I don't know if that's fitting or not because I don't watch football, but either way, yay for everyone who likes the Minnesota Vikings. Yes. Either way, it's coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this high school stabbing. Guess he was just cutting up in class. Somebody's not going to like that, but I get it. I get it. That was a good one. 0 scissors, really? Good grief. That's why I think both of them went to the hospital. Is I bet the one stabbed the other kid and then cut his hands all up, so they both went to the hospital. What's up, Hooligans Island? Happy freedom. Guess I'm the assault scissors. Yeah, they're gonna have to be on those. Dad, I went to school like that. They need to teach your children not to be savages. Yeah, absolutely. What's up, Tao? Happy freedom to you. Jagula, my lying eyes again. Sage Pub, homeschool your kids and paddle them when needed. Yeah, absolutely, Sage Pub. Told to care parents, raise your children better. Yeah, I agree. That's why whenever we have crazy stuff like school shootings and stuff like that, I think they should charge the parents, because most of these bad kids, if not all of them, is because of lack of discipline from their parents. And we got to find a way to make parents be parents. And I think charging them doll hairs every time their kid screws up, I think it'll help, get the message across here. Deb, scissors is some of my favorite things. There's a lot of funny things that come to mind when I read that out loud. Hey, thank you for being with us, Stern. Enjoy the rest of your night. What's up, Crazy Nights? Happy Freedom. Brad, when your school is ran like a prison, maybe something's wrong. I've always felt that way. That's why I don't like going into schools and stuff like that. They're built the same way as jails. They're painted the same. It's all block. I mean, there's hardly any differences. You got windows. That's the differences. There's windows. Totally care. My oldest got expelled from school for 3 days of painting her neighbor in class. How times have changed. For painting what? What do you mean? Like drawing on their classmate? I don't know. I don't understand why that would be an expellable offense. I've been expelled from school, but I had weed on me, and I got in a fist fight with somebody, and I got searched after the fist fight because they thought I had a knife on me, but instead I had a bag of weed on me. And so I got expelled from the school, but I made a deal with the principal and all this other shit. And so I had to leave for a couple years and then come back, and they would transfer me in like a new student, claiming I was from another state, because the state line of Indiana is right there. It's only 5 minutes away. So I went to Indiana schools for 2 years, and then I got to come back as a new student, and nobody knew I got expelled. And shit like that is how I know the world's fucking corrupt. Like, that's how I know. It's all the little corners I got to cut growing up that eventually came back and bit me in the ass. That's how I know that we ain't got enough accountability. And that's why I always tell everybody, like, do the right thing even when no one's looking. Even when you're not going to get caught doing the wrong thing. Just do the right thing. Like, the benefits of being a good person can only be felt by being a good person. And it is absolutely worth it, even when the bad days come. And I talk about this a lot in the voice chat. It's like, if you're a bad person and bad shit happens to you, because bad shit happens to every one of us, nobody cares. But if you're a good person and bad shit happens to you, people care. And you really want people to care when you got bad shit happening to you. That alone is a pretty good reason to be a good person. But most people die of the consequences of their actions, and they never learn that they need to be a good person, that it's worthwhile. A lot of times, especially if you grow up on the wrong side of the neighborhood and stuff, you think taking advantage of good people is all good people are for, is to work them over and stuff, until you go to jail or they shoot you in the face because you thought kicking their door open would be a good idea. Stupid stuff like that. Make good choices, you'll live longer. Anyways, moving forward here, like I said, we got Lefty's losing it. Tampon Tim Walz nominated as latest male cheerleader for the Minnesota Vikings. He's going to come running out with one of the green toys from the WNBA. You just won't be able to see it. Anyways, hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Now it's time for Lefty's losing it. Let's start with this lady who has a bold plan. Let's hear her out.
Vasectomies for baby boys. Yeah, I said it. And if that made you flinch, good. You won't want to miss part 2 either. Trust me. You want to solve half of society's problems? Start there. Fix the fathers, fix the future. This one move would take women out of survival mode, kids out of poverty, and society out of chaos. And the only ones mad would be the ones that never wanted accountability in the first place.
I think that would reduce crime, but I'm pretty sure mandatory vasectomies for boys would also end humankind as we know it. The Minnesota Vikings, let's talk about them. They've decided that football fans are just gagging for some male cheerleaders, but not the type that throw the girls in the air, the type who dance like girls. And Minnesota has unveiled yet another male cheerleader. This one has fantastic hair. I've got to say, I'm a little bit jealous.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
What the hell?
If you don't like me, that's fine. But, you know, watch your mouth.
You know, the Minnesota Vikings should add a third male cheerleader, and I know just the man, Tampon Tim Walz, the governor who put tampons in boys' bathrooms across Minnesota.
Well, I was born in a small town, and I live in a small town.
You know, it makes sense. Let's put all that together. I think it's going to work.
Girl. Uh-oh.
Let's check in now with the tolerant, loving, inclusive left. They are just a delightful group of people, aren't they? So open-minded, rational and happy. Like this gentleman who saw a couple of Republicans enjoying a coffee and thought they might enjoy being harassed with just irrational abuse. Maybe they'd also like to be spat on.
Hillary and O'Vomit for treason in the firing squad. What do you think? Good idea?
I don't know why you're assuming we share every opinion you find on the internet. And honestly, we'd like to get back to our... Sir, we'd like to get back to our coffee. You've made your point. We'd like to get back to our coffee.
You know what? Don't hide behind him or your yarmulke with your...
You'd think that man is old enough to know better, but sadly there is no cure for stage 4 TDS. And here we find out why he felt so entitled to attack two strangers in West Hartford.
I approached you because I heard you in there and out here talking about your Republican verities, okay? That's what you are. That's what you are. I'm a lawyer. I've done plenty of immigration. I'm asking you, do you know any immigrants? Do you know any migrants? Do you know any refugees? I'm not talking about what you read in the Hartford Current. You, do you know any?
What? Absolutely. Why are you cursing at us? I'm so confused. What did we do?
Because the President of the United States does.
What did myself and Ari do to you?
The President of the United States is always happy to say goddamn and mother and this and that.
Sir, what have we done to you? Well, please let us finish our coffee.
What has he done?
What have we done to you? Please let us finish our coffee.
By being out here speaking out about Republicans and Trumpism.
You know what? Those guys are too nice. They're too polite, too diplomatic. That lunatic deserves to be told he is a dim-witted bigot. That's what he deserves. The next generation of Republicans aren't going to be so polite. Now, guess who is back? Dylan Mulvaney, the dude who lampoons womanhood, has a new podcast.
In the shower, on a walk, the Dylan Hour, feeling sweet, feeling sour. I feel nothing. The Dylan Hour. My couch is open, it's better than therapy. All you soccer moms, all you theys and thems, all you bottom boys, my bisexual femmes. Come one and all, disassociate with me. It's free. Grab a drink, or two or three. You have no friends, all good, you got me.
Let's have a look at this interaction in the White House briefing room. And this question from a New York Times reporter really is typical of the media pack's determination to denigrate every step in this peace process, in President Trump's efforts to broker a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. and Caroline Levitt wasn't having it.
The point is to get everybody on the same page. Why wouldn't Trump just take the call from Putin while the other leaders were in the room? He said it would be disrespectful to do that. But why is it disrespectful?
With all due respect, only a reporter from the New York Times would ask a question like that, Sean. The president met with all of these European leaders at the White House 48 hours after sitting down with President Putin on American soil. In fact, there was so much progress in the readout that was given to these European leaders immediately following his meeting with President Putin that every single one of them got on a plane 48 hours later and flew to the United States of America. So these leaders, who this war is in their backyard, are very grateful that the president took that call and that he was there to provide them with a readout of Russia's thinking on this, something that was not done by the previous administration at all.
Joining me now is Sky News contributor Kosha Gator. Kosha, the program...
All right. That is Lefty's losing it. And that is all the news I have for you guys today. We're about to get into the fun stuff. We're going to be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent by Tori Wayne. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. Both of them were provided by Simply Witchy. First one's titled A Cougar in the Wild. And our official funny video of the day is titled I See How You Could Think That. All of that's coming up next. But first we're going to hop in the chat. See what you Hooligans think about Lefty's losing it. Guess I'm beat down 100%. Yeah. There's a lot of gross stuff in this Lefty's losing it. I don't know. We don't normally have confused men dancing around like that, prancing and whatnot. Jagular, we are not winning with those assholes pushing the rainbow. Yeah. For real. And then they got them all over the screens and stuff. It used to be really bad on TikTok. It'd be like every other video you'd scroll or whatever, and you'd see dudes doing makeup tutorials and shit like that and being all flamboyant. It's just gross. My feed's so sick of that dude. You talking about Dylan Mulvaney or whatever? Yeah. Like mental illness on full-blown display. Pumpkin, he's a sad man with crazy eyes. You are not wrong. Sly Dog, crazy eyes, yeah. I don't know if he's whacked out on ecstasy or what. Happy freedom to you, Cricket Kiss. What's up, James? Happy freedom to you. Everybody in the chat saying, kick his ass. That's right. What's up, Hat the Cat? Happy freedom. How did you see Jeff's reaction? I know, they were freaking me out. What's up, Rad? Happy freedom. TBD, I love the Sky News reporter. She's awesome. Talking about Rita. Yeah, Rita's cool. What's up, Aldo? Happy freedom. Aldo, dudes dancing like women doesn't hit right. No, it doesn't. It's because they ain't supposed to be acting like that. What's up, Magic? Happy freedom to you. Damon Walker, if their parents are not normal or moral, they won't be good children. Yeah, it's true. It's hard to make bad people raise good kids. I mean, that makes sense. Brad, make padded rooms great again. Yeah. You know, speaking of that, I wasn't sure if I was going to tell you guys this, and, you know, that I'm forgetful on top of that. There was an active shooter situation here 2 days ago, something like that, somewhere near me. And this guy, this crazy guy who lives at this bottom of this hill of this really busy road, he's been losing his marbles for a while, and there's been a bunch of incidents where he's been kind of a threat to the public. The last I had heard, he was throwing parts of brick at cars that were flying by at 55 miles an hour. So you'd be coming down this hill going to this tourist spot, and it's a really busy road, and he would just whip parts of broken brick into these vehicles as they're driving by. And of course the police showed up and all this stuff, and that was the last I heard about it. But there's always like weird little things like that he's doing. He had horses that I think eventually got taken away because he wasn't feeding them correctly and stuff. Just, and they're saying it's mental illness and that he doesn't have anybody to help him. So he does these antics, gets in trouble, and then they pretty much just cut him loose because there's no place to send him. Well, like I said a couple days ago, I don't know if he shot at somebody's vehicle or if he came across somebody or what, but he shot him in the leg and then went on the run. Well, the day before that, he burned his own house down. Burned it down to the ground. I saw it earlier today. And he went on the run, and he was on the run for like 10 hours, 12 hours in a wooded area. They had to bring in authorities from Lansing because there's not enough police officers here where I live. And so they brought all those people in and they searched for him for like 12 hours and they got a hold of him, but they couldn't talk him out of it. And so they smoked him and he's dead now. And a bunch of people feel bad about it because he's on and off the rails. He's got something mentally wrong with him. And people apparently didn't give enough of shit to help him out. But now that he's dead, everyone's all sad and boo-hooing about it and stuff. And it's crazy because we cover this all the time on the news. And so when I found out about it, I wasn't impacted. I was just like this is normal news to me. I wasn't really affected by it, even though it's local, because we cover so much of this. But everything I'm seeing on the internet is sad and all of that. And even like WMM, who's 5 cities away, even he heard about it because it's such an unusual thing to happen here. And it's unfortunate, but at the same time, like, I hate seeing people care so much now when they didn't care when he was still alive, not enough to actually help him out. And that's why we got to bring back the asylums and stuff, because this kind of stuff is happening. These crazy people come out here and they hurt themselves, they hurt everybody else. You call the authorities that we pay all those tax dollars for, and then they don't actually fix the problem. And then he's back out in the streets and he's doing more bad shit. Just like Jordan Neely, right? And Daniel Penny had to put him down on the subway. Same kind of situation. And it's over and over and over. We're covering these kind of stories. And yeah, that happened a couple days ago. It's pretty crazy. Snooks, those male cheerleaders want you. Nah, I don't think so. I don't know. Guess tonight's Lefty's losing. It was brought to you by Jeep. Russell's gonna get you. You can only take so much. Zero people are safer now. They knew he was a problem. Yeah. It's like that in almost all these situations, though. Hooligans Island, Jeff's seen some stuff growing up. Yeah, seen lots of stuff. Jagula in Portland and Seattle has that stuff on every day. They call it a person in crisis. Yeah, and that's definitely what it was. Goth conservatives keep saying that we won and woke is dead, but it's not gone yet. Like, have Shapeshifter Panther cheerleaders and now Dylan's podcast keep fighting. Yeah, it's not over yet. One side does not stomp out the other side. That's the whole problem with it, with picking red team, blue team, is that one team never wins. There's no actual winning. There's like winning, but there's no win. The race is never over. One side will never beat the other side. It's just moments of winning. That's all that's going on. That's why a lot of people kind of feel half-hearted about the executive orders and stuff like that Trump is changing, that's making our country better. Everybody's worried about what happens we get a Democrat next election and they come in and just undo all of that. There's a lot of people that are worried about that because one side never beats the other. And that's why I think a lot of people are keeping focused on Trump as well, is because they have so much faith in him. And then you look at like how the Epstein documents is going, and Obama's house still hasn't been raided. You know, he's committed treason, but they're not calling it treason. He's not being raided. They're not arresting him. Como or whatever his name is, same exact. All these people, no raids going on, no arrests going on, and it's got people concerned because they like that America's becoming great, but they want the change to be permanent. They want accountability to happen because things won't change unless somebody goes to jail. And at this point, no one's gone to jail. And so it's making people kind of uneasy because we thought this was going to be real change. and it's nice what's going on, but nobody's gone to jail yet. And so it kind of feels like, well, in 4 years, they might just come back and turn this into another blue shithole like it was under Biden and all of that. And so you never know. You never know. But that's why we got to vote and do all that stuff and just do the best we can and keep on top of everything. Because the best we could do is be informed. We can't do anything about the choices these assholes make on Capitol Hill, as much as I wish we could. But we can't. There is no path for victory for us to, you know, we can bitch about what's going on Capitol Hill, but we can't make them make the right choices. So it is what it is. Goth, green dildos will be deployed at the football fields. Deploy them now. Done. State hospitals are worthless too. My uncle kept going in for a month, then would get out and would be right back. He kept having mental breaks. Once thought he was Jesus. Yeah, Dutton. Yep. What's up, MW? Happy freedom to you. Hillary committed treason too. They need to follow through. Sick of the pass-offs. Yeah, that's how I feel too. Samantha, no accountability means no real change. Yeah, exactly. What's up, DP? Happy freedom. Damon Walker, aren't we all people in crisis? I mean, it feels that way. DP, if they open mental institutions again, get ready. They'll throw every damn one of us in there. I know someone who was in one years ago and they had to escape because they were trying to rape her. Yeah, DP, but the thing is I'm not talking about forcing people to be committed. We live in a situation where if you tell everyone you have mental health problems, you get the day off. You get to act however you want to. You get to treat people however you want to. It's a free pass to being an asshole in a lowlife. But back in the day, we didn't have those problems. That's because if you said you had mental illness, you were afraid of being locked in a padded room. Remember when we were young, everybody's saying, oh, don't tell people you talk to yourself. Don't tell people you hear voices because you don't want to be locked away. Now you can't be locked away. And so, yeah, we got people who are mentally disturbed, but we got softies out here who just claim to have mental illness in order to have a free day off of work or to leave early or to not have to do the full job because it's encumbersome, you know? And so we need to get people away from that victimhood mentality, and they need to stop hijacking mental illness because mental illness is a real problem. And they're watering it down, making it feel like if you feel anxious sometimes, you have mental illness. No, everybody feels fucking anxious. That's a normal feel. That's part of your emotional system. It's supposed to be part of what keeps you alive and keeps you safe, right? It's part of your defense system. You feel uneasy, go seek shelter, right? It's that kind of thing. But people would rather claim that they have mental illness as a easy way out, but they wouldn't if the consequence was to be locked in a padded room for a week. And that's the thing, is nobody wants to be committed. Nobody wants to be locked up against their will, whether it's jail or a padded room. And I'm not saying that we need to be in a situation where a judge can just throw you in a padded room or whatever, or Trump can point a finger and stick you in a padded room. We need to stop this epidemic of softies claiming mental illness when really they're just fucking lazy and they're a bunch of lowlifes. And if we had places to stick crazy people, people wouldn't be trying to call themselves crazy anymore. You either would be crazy or you wouldn't. And that's it. But I agree. I don't want people being locked away against their will. I'm an asshole. I say all kinds of crazy shit. If you ever listen to my music, I say terribly crazy shit because I like how shocking it is. I don't want to be committed over that shit just because I'm really funny. But at the same time, I don't walk around asking for special treatment claiming I have a label of special illness or mental illness, right? And it's because I know better. I don't like grifting and shit like that. But these softies, like I'm saying, in Portland and shit, they act that way because there's no consequence. We bring back asylum, we bring back consequences. And that's all I'm just trying to say. Gosh, shit, I talk to myself every day. I do too. Punk, I'm not into torture. It's messy. Yeah. Well, and torture is not effective if it's in the pursuit of information. People will tell you anything they want, or anything you want to get the pain to stop. Either way, hooligans, let's get into the fun stuff. Like I said, we're going to be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent by Tori Wayne, and we got our 2 funny videos of the day. Both of them were provided by Simply Witchy, like I said. Good stuff. But before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you'd like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the description in order to send donations. You could do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee, or you can even send crypto. Let's see what we get today out of the Advent Calendar sent by Tori Wayne. Let me see. Today is it day 12? I think it's day 12. It is. Oh, I don't know this one's name either. I'm just going to have to rip this up out of here. Destroying the whole box. They shouldn't have made it so difficult to pull these characters out. Now, I can't remember this one's name either. This is another evolution of Eevee. And I can't remember what its name is. You guys got to figure it out. Oh, look at that. The camera actually focused. Good stuff. How can it focus on this, but nothing else I hold up? Either way, like I said, an evolution of Eevee. Very nice. Thank you so much, Tori Wayne. I really appreciate it. We got quite the collection going. It's very exciting. Let's get into these funny videos really quick. Come on. Alright, starting off with this first one. Now I might have to turn it up because I think it's kind of quiet. So we're going to boost it really quick. Alright, hooligans. Like I said, this is our first funny video of the day. It's titled, A Cougar in the Wild.
I'm so scared right now. I'm so scared. I think you're supposed to get big. Back. Oh, guys, fuck. I don't know if this is a mountain lion or a cougar. What do you think?
Chloe, for the last time, I'm not a cougar. He was only 4 years younger than me, and it was one time.
Yes. Spotted that cougar out in the wild. It's good stuff. Now, honestly, she looked like a 20-year-old to me, but either way, filters and makeup and whatnot, you never know. This is our official funny video of the day, and this is titled, I Could See How You Could Think That.
And are you available to work overtime?
I don't usually mind overtime. It's like...
I don't recommend you drive while we do this.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm parked up now.
Thanks for tuning in to Popeyes. My name is Diane Coffee, and I'm to combo today.
May I have a fish sandwich, please? No.
Okay. Are you available to work weekends?
Yes.
Fish sandwich?
Fish sandwich, please. Saturday and Sunday?
Anything else?
Just one fish sandwich. That'll be all.
$4.80, please, per round. Thank you.
Thank you. Saturday and Sunday is perfect.
You know, I can see you. I know you're ordering food, but on this interview.
No, I'm not. I'm parked up. I'm in my car right now.
I can see that you're ordering a fish sandwich at McDonald's while you're doing this interview with me.
No, I'm not ordering anything. If I was, I'd be at Popeyes, but
I heard you ask for a fish sandwich.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. Do you need to order food, or would you like to do this interview?
No, I'll do the interview. Yeah, I wasn't ordering food. If I was, I already ordered it, but I didn't.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes. Do you have any ketchup? I mean, like, how soon were you?
No, I'm not the drive-thru, so I don't provide ketchup.
Yeah, I know. You're kind of making me hungry. I kind of want to go to a drive-thru now, but
You are at a drive-thru. I can see you.
No. No, I see.
Yes, you are at a drive-thru.
No, I see how you would think that.
You.
I pulled into this random restaurant to do this interview.
You just asked for a fish sandwich. I can see and hear everything you're doing. Listen, maybe we should schedule this at another time. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.
I am parked up now.
I could see how you would think that. That guy's got a bunch of funny videos. Well, hooligans, that is all the coffee I have for you guys today. I'm gonna grab this Linktree link really quick and drop it in all the chats. We're gonna read through. We got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and then of course we'll be rating out on Rumble. Also, I figured it out. It's an Umbreon. This guy right here. That's who we just pulled, Umbreon. Very nice. That's who that Pokemon is. Either way, dropping the Linktree link, and we're gonna read through. Alright, hooligans, there is the Linktree link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, we'd really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. You'll have access to the forums, the arcade, the AI, and all the other stuff I keep adding to the website. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. Now, like I said, we're going to read through them. We got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and then we're rating out over on Rumble. Crick Kiss, scheduling a fillet of fish? Well, shit. Yep, basically. What are we talking about hairlines? Are you guys roasting me about my hairline? Hooligans Island, he's fired before even getting hired. Yeah, I don't think he's getting hired in. God, cougars are usually 40s and 50s, right? I mean, I don't know. I think it's a lot easier when you're younger to spot cougars. Now that I'm mid-30s, I don't know where cougars are at this point. Maybe 40s and 50s. I think if you're 20, I think if you're early 20s, you probably see mid-30s as cougars. It's hard to say. What is happening? Deb, have a nice evening. I will not be returning. I certainly do not need someone telling me what to say. If Pumpkin had a problem, she could tell me directly. What the fuck is going on in the chat? It's weird to see Pumpkin get involved and stuff. I haven't seen that before. I don't understand what happened. Oh, the torture comment? I don't understand what the hell is happening. You guys will have to sum that up for me. It's too hard to sit here and just read this one thing of spiraling out of control. Sucks to lose a hooligan. I don't want that to happen, but I don't even understand what happened. Jagular, my balls are a little itchy. I'm thinking it's the shrimps. It's gotta be. It's gotta be the shrimp. I'm blaming the shrimp. And Beck Frank. I'm blaming Beck Frank too. And Klaus did it. Klaus did it. Yes. You're buff ass cat. You know that? Yeah, right in the kitty pitties. That's right. That's right. Oh, I appreciate you, Cricket Kiss. Beck Frank, dang, I know. I know, Beck Frank. I'm awful. Guess I'm American Hairlines. I don't know. I don't even understand where that was coming from either. I don't know if you guys are smoking me on my hairline or what. Stoner prayers for Larry. Absolutely. I'm really thankful that Caitlin came in and told us, because otherwise we wouldn't know. You know? Like, so I'm really thankful for that. What is wrong with the chat over on GoofTube? My shit's like stuck. That's not what he said. Damon Walker, my wife goes up on cowboy weekends. Apparently it's cougars. Interesting. That's funny, Damon Walker. Samantha, Klaus is the boss. He is. Guess dang girls always fighting. Come on, there's enough of me to go around. I know, guess I don't know why it's like that. The girls do be fighting. Dudes fight every once in a while, but it's usually women fighting in the chat. And I'm always the one that eats shit. Like Deb's gonna leave and cancel her membership and all of that, and now I'm not being supported because of what somebody else in the chat did. Like, you made me mad. You know what? Fuck JeffMAC. That happens all the fucking time. That's all right, you know. It's part of the game, I guess. Thank you so much, Livid Review, for that $25 donation over on Rumble. You're a badass, Livid Review. Thank you so much for the support. It says, cheers, JeffMAC and the Hooligans. Have a great night. Thank you, Livid Review. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you so much for the support. So badass. Oh, that's awesome, Zero. Look at this. Klaus says, chill. That's so good. Hooligans Island, who's raiding? We're going to raid out here in just a second. Sly Dog, BS Sparks, they're running right now. We got to do the pledge first, but I will look into it. Oh, we got a bunch of people live right now. But yeah, I don't think we've raided BS Sparks. And they've been following me over on X, I'm pretty sure. So let's follow them. What are they doing? Playing Delta Force. Interesting. Yeah, all right. I think that is who we're going to raid. See, thank you for letting me know, Sly Dog. Told the carrot didn't see any drama. Keep it that way. Let's keep it that way. Thank you so much, Get Some, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. You're a badass, Get Some. Thank you so much for the support. It says prayers for Larry. Absolutely, prayers for Larry. Larry's going through it. Thank you, Get Some. Holy. Thank you so much, Cricket Kiss, for that $10 donation on Rumble. I really appreciate you, Cricket Kiss. Thank you so much for the support. It says, well, your gooey filling is your best look. Well, thank you, Cricket Kiss. I don't know what that means, but I appreciate it. And thank you for the support. Holy. Guess let's raid you, Hill. There'd be lots of crying. Yeah, Goth. I really appreciate you, Hooligans. Thank you guys so much. Alright, let's do the thing before it gets any later, right? Alright, Hooligans. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. We did the thing. I didn't mute myself. Let's see about this raid real quick. All right, over here at BS Sparks Gaming, of course, Hooligans. Make sure you hit that like button as soon as you land. What is the freezing? We can't be freezing. It's in the middle of summer. It's not time for freezing yet. Let me see here. Brain. Raid. Ooh, I can't spell today. And I'm clicking all the wrong buttons. We ain't never going to get this raid started if I keep this up. All right, let's do the thing.
Oh, let's go. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. We just get raided? Who raided us? Jeff? Hey, Jeff, man, appreciate it. Let's go. Bro. Stoner. Wow, what an awesome name. Slide Dog, what's up? Get some. Welcome in. Hooligans Island. What else we got in here? Watchman Arise. Damn, all you guys, bro. Roydy. Goth Conservative, welcome in. Beck. Whole bunch of new names. I appreciate you guys, man. Definitely consider following if you're new here. Smash that like button. Beautiful raid, man. Kill, kill, kill.
Badass Hooligans. Another fantastic raid. Good job. BS Gaming. Like I said, they've been following me on X and stuff, so it's a very good raid. We're going to read through really quick, but we are wrapping this up. We'll be live again tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Guess some fuck yeah, America fuckers. That's right. Yes. Samantha, definitely a new shirt. Klaus in a tie. Yeah, the thing is with the AI prints, though, they're not very big. And so when you make it 5,000 by 5,000 pixels for a t-shirt, it gets all pixelated and stuff. But Alistair is really clever. He's very clever. So I'll see if he can get some of these Klaus AI photos put on a t-shirt, because they look awesome. All right, Hooligans. It looks like we're good to go. Yes. Hooligans Island, miss watching Jeff playing the game. We're going to start playing the game again pretty soon. I got to reset everything up because it's been so long since we played the game. And now we're using Rumble Studio. So I got to get all that figured out. But we are going to be gaming again pretty soon. I got all the Wolfenstein games that's made by Bethesda. So we could play all that. We got Red Dead Redemption 2 still to play. We got a lot of games. We got a lot of games to play still. So eventually we will get back into gaming. Of course, it's not going to affect Coffee with Hooligans or anything like that, because we're always going to be doing this. But we will start gaming again here soon. I've been itching for it. Either way, I appreciate all of you guys being here. Thank you for helping me cover the news. And thank you for helping me make the news suck a little less. Go enjoy the rest of your day. Go find yourself something good to eat. I'm going to try and do the same. I got steak today. I was going to get chicken, but there wasn't any chicken that was looking good. So I guess garlic steak bites it is, with a side of vegetables. It's good stuff. Either way, I hope you guys find something good to eat yourselves. But make your way back to us tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you Hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.